Welcome. Tonight, we open the pages of a classic fairy tale from J.R. Planche's 1858 collection. Now, this isn't a story for children. It's a rather sophisticated Victorian narrative, one that's filled with frivolity, wisdom, and some truly miraculous events. This is the tale of Princess Minute and King Floridor. Our story unfolds in 5 acts. We'll start by meeting 2 very different rulers, and then we'll witness the kingdom teetering on the brink of collapse. From there, we'll discover the incredible power hidden in the smallest of gifts, behold a miraculous victory, and finally, see a truly profound change of heart. So, let's begin. Our story opens by introducing the 2 central figures, whose kingdoms, and indeed their characters, could not possibly be more different. On one side, you have Princess Minute. She was so diminutive, they actually named her for it. And yet, she inherited a vast, fine empire. Her kingdom, though, was governed by her own prejudice and a taste for trifles. And on the other side, King Floridor. Handsome, robust, active, he governed his own very small kingdom wisely, his character shaped by a truly perfect education.
And here you can see the very measure of the princess's priorities. She actually exiled a veteran general, a man who had given great service to the state, all for a simple fashion faux pas. You see, she believed a man so negligent in his dress would surely be surprised by the enemy.
Floridor's wisdom, however, came from a most unusual source. After the death of his mother, a charming fairy ant became his one and only consolation and advisor. He took no step, made no decision without first consulting her in the woods, where she would offer him advice full of prudence and wisdom.
And so, as you might expect, the consequences of Minute's frivolous rule are about to come to a head. The flame of revolt is kindled, and her kingdom is thrown into absolute chaos.
This situation is, to put it mildly, dire. A rival king is advancing with a terrible army, the capital city is in an uproar, and the queen, well, she has retired to her country home to decide whether her new troops should wear blue cockades or white ones. Even her own fairy protector finds her magic wand is worn out from being used on so many trivialities.
So King Floridor arrives, ready to offer his assistance. But when he gets there, he finds nothing. No fortifications, no munitions of war. He sees only one possible option. Prudence suggests a course his own courage condemns. He must save the queen by escorting her to safety in his own small kingdom.
And this just shows you the depth of her triviality. Even with an enemy army closing in on them, Princess Minute refused to flee until her demands were met. She required not just Floridor's magical sparrow, but also a rose-colored harness for her horse. All of this, of course, delaying their urgent escape.
Now, having finally escaped, the true nature of Floridor's strength begins to reveal itself. And it does so through the humble gifts bestowed upon him by his wise counselor, the fairy ant.
You see, before his journey, the fairy ant gave Floridor 3 parting gifts. They appeared mean, she admitted, a common sparrow, a small folding knife, and an empty walnut shell. But she assured him they would be of service in his time of need. During their flight, the queen becomes fascinated by the walnut shell. She presses it to her ear, and she can hear the faint sounds of an army inside. She declares it the prettiest thing in the world, just another charming new toy. She has absolutely no idea of the power she holds in her hand.
And then, just as the enemy's scouts are upon them, Floridor, in an involuntary movement, breaks the walnut. And from it issue 30,000 effective men, horse, foot, and dragoons, with artillery and all the munitions of war. With this impossible army now at his command, Floridor becomes a masterful general, achieving a victory that defies all logic through the miraculous power of the fairies' gifts.
And the miracles, well, they just unfold in this breathtaking succession. The queen, annoyed with the little knife, just tosses it aside, but where it lands, it carves deep, impenetrable trenches. Then the sparrow takes flight, and with a terrible voice, it commands the army forward, before lifting the entire mountain and dropping it upon the enemy, crushing them completely.
So, after delivering the queen to the safety of his kingdom, Floridor's duty was not yet done, not by a long shot. Though their farewells were tender, he knew he had to return to reclaim her throne, armed now with only a letter from Minute and the sparrow she had returned to him.
As he approaches the battlefield, the sparrow performs its final astonishing feat. It flies to the displaced mountain, lifts it with the same ease as it did before, and carries it back to its original position, freeing the thousands of enemy soldiers who had been trapped, completely unharmed beneath it.
These freed soldiers, just in awe of this demigod before them, swear new vows of fidelity to Queen Minute. Floridor chooses 50,000 of the finest men, establishes strict discipline, and with this new army, he becomes truly invincible, ultimately slaying the usurper with his own hand.
And so we come to our conclusion. Having restored the kingdom, Floridor returns to the woman for whom he has fought so very bravely.
But what a change he finds in her. During his absence, under the counsel of the good aunt, Princess Minute has been completely transformed. Love, you see, and the wish to be worthy of Floridor had corrected her only fault.
And here, the story leaves us with this final, resonant thought. She was ashamed. Ashamed of having always done little things with great assistance, whilst her lover had done such great things with so little.